Here we go. Our top 10 first baseman heading into the 2023 season. Very excited for this list. This is a stacked position, JM.
Definitely. It actually, I don't know if it's a stack position because I'm like looking at this list and it was more top heavy than I thought it would be. Like, obviously, first baseman's a position where you get a lot of offensive production out of. And trust me, there is a lot of offensive production. There's some guys that missed my list that are some big names in baseball, and I would expect to be on the list. And after crunching the numbers, I was like, okay, never mind. I guess before I reveal my list, I'll say some of those guys like Reese Hoskins didn't make my list. Josh Bell didn't make my list. Like, guys like that who have made a name for themselves in the league. Josh Bell's had at least an all-star, if not two all-star appearances. And we know about Reese Hoskins. Ever since he was a rookie, he's made a name for himself. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of great players, but I feel like this position took a little step back this past season. As a whole, the whole position as a whole.
You want to start it off here for us?
Sure. When you're talking about guys that I was just saying, like, who's taking a step back, you got Max Muncy, who isn't even a first baseman anymore. One of our favorites. I think I had him like 4 last year, but anyways. I'll go 10-1. I'm gonna read the whole thing. My number 11 last honorable mention, Christian Walker. I didn't have him on my list. Had a really good year last year, 4.1 FWAR. This is probably the position where I take WAR least into account, which I understand that WAR takes fielding into account and it realizes that first base isn't exactly the most important defensive position. But whatever, I'm just going to stop talking and I'm going to read my list. Nathaniel Lowe, 10.
Okay.
Luis Arraez, 9. Anthony Rizzo, 8. Ty France, 7. Jose Abreu, 6. Matt Olson, 5. Pete Alonso, 4. Vlad Guerrero Jr., 3. Freddie Freeman, 2. And Paul Goldschmidt, 1. And I almost had the balls to put Freddie Freeman 1.
That's your boy.
After looking at all the numbers, I stuck with Goldschmidt.
That is your boy. Why Nathaniel Lowe so low on the list?
I see what you did there.
I didn't do anything. I'm just asking a question.
Breakout season. Looking at the rest of the guys on this list, like, I'm not gonna put him over Rizzo. No way. Luis Arraez had a really nice season last year. Also good defensively at first base. Ty France, I was thinking about putting even higher, actually. He's been great over the past 2 seasons. His WRC plus is very impressive. I think it was in the 120s last year, and I believe it was 130 in 2021.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the guys on the list, I feel like I don't even need to explain. But yeah, I thought 10 was pretty fair. I had a little bit of a rough time putting him over Christian Walker just because of how good he was last year, but I ended up sticking with it.
All right. I'm going to go 10-1. You're probably going to disagree. We're going to go Anthony Rizzo, number 10, Christian Walker, number 9, Jose Abreu, 8, Ty France. Nathaniel Lowe. Almost said Nathaniel. Nathaniel Lowe, 7, Jose Abreu, 6, Pete Alonso, 5, Matt Olson, 4, Vlad, 3, Freddie, 2, Goldschmidt, 1. Pete a little lower.
I'm shocked by that.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not ready to I love Pete.
Is it because the Braves own you and now you have a little like bias for the Braves because they're just so good that
I guess so. I went back and forth with Alonso and Olson. I had him 4. I had Pete 4, and then I switched it. I even had Vlad. I had Pete as high as 3, and I'm like, you know what?
Yeah, I was considering that as well.
Bias out of it a little bit. I'll put Pete under Olson. He was bad. He was not good last year. I mean, he was not good, but Olson had a down year for himself last year.
Yeah.
I think he's going to bounce back in a huge way this season. I think he'll be in the top 3 after this season. But yeah, I guess you could say it's because Matt Olson kind of lives in my head. He killed the Mets this year, which is the most unsurprising thing on planet Earth. But yeah, Low, I had 7, a little higher than you had him. Ty France, I had around 8 as well.
I'm struggling with that. I'm really struggling with Rizzo at 10 and Low at 7.
Yeah.
I can't see that, man.
You don't agree with that?
No.
I will say, when I looked at Rizzo's, like I did it, and I looked, I'm like, wow, Rizzo's numbers were really good last season. I could have moved him up. Where is he? I lost him on this list here. Where the hell is Rizzo? Oh, I guess he's. Oh, there he is. Yeah, 32 homers last year. On base a little low. 133 WRC plus. So yeah, I don't know what would low. Low was better there.
I get it. I mean, you're kind of taking a little gamble looking at last year and really weighing that heavily and saying that that is what Nathaniel Lowe is and that he'll be even better maybe. Um, I don't really see that. I mean, I don't think Lowe is going to be like worse this year. I'm not saying that at all. I mean, I put him on the top 10. I could see him moving up the list, but to this point, um, I don't see him better than Rizzo. And I actually am very shocked that you had him better than Ty France because I feel like you like Ty France, and
I do like Ty France.
Lowe had very impressive numbers last year. There's no doubt. About 300, 27 homers. He added 143 WRC plus. I'm just not ready after that one season to make that big jump and put him number 7. I mean,
Even like
2021
last
solid.
season, he wasn't. Yeah, exactly. 2021 wasn't like a bad season. It's not like it just completely came out of nowhere.
And that's why I put him on the list over Walker's, because Walker's was completely out of nowhere.
Right.
Like I believe his WRC plus was under 100 in 2021. Lowe's was 114. You know, respectable, good numbers. He had a 1.7 WAR. Like, had a good season in 2021. Walker's was just out of nowhere. Rizzo's numbers, I'm not gonna lie, I actually had Rizzo. I was gonna have him like 6 or 7 when I was making the list, and then I started crunching the numbers, and I was his they were a little underwhelming for what I was expecting. Really surprised his F4 was only 2.4 last year. I thought it was going to be in the 3s. But yeah, I mean, due to his track record and just what I think of him as a player, as a first baseman, plus the missing 30 games last year, that's why I had him 8. Though we really don't disagree with the top portion of this list, though.
No.
Besides Matt Olson and Pete Alonso that just got flipped around.
I kind of want to put Ty France ahead of him. Ahead of Lowe. Yeah, executive change. Ty France right ahead of Nathaniel Lowe. I'm a big Ty France guy.
Yeah,
I've always been a big Ty France guy.
He's a great player. Now, I really want to see when the at the end of this year what this list is going to look like, because I keep seeing a lot, and I understand where it comes from. Seeing a lot about Vinny Pasquantino.
God.
And I looked at his numbers, and I understand the hype. And he kind of reminds me of Matt Olson when Matt Olson was like coming up. Like, Matt Olson just had that like little stretch where he was really good in the beginning of his career, and he was like a name nobody really ever heard of, and then he turned into one of the best first basemen in the league. So
he played. He had 10 home runs last year. In 72 games.
Doesn't have the power numbers that Olson had, for sure. But
that's interesting. This is like the first time I'm like hearing of him like the past few weeks. I didn't even realize I didn't notice him last year in 2022.
He's an Italian stallion. You got to know who Vinny Pasquantino is.
Now he might be one of my favorite players.
Yeah.
All right. What's next? Second baseman? We're going around the diamond like that?
Yeah. Second baseman.
So look out for our next video here on YouTube, our top 10 second basemen. But thank you for watching.